But your daughter's mood darkens as the evening wears on. She refills her glass more often, her patience thinning, irritation snapping at the smallest things. Her glances toward you grow sharp and sideways, as if every word you speak grates on her nerves. When Chris gently suggests she slow down on the wine, she whirls on him, voice rising, frustration spilling over. She talks about respect. About loyalty. About how it always feels like everyone takes your side, no matter what. The shift is sudden and startling, the kind that makes conversation freeze mid-breath. A plate rattles as she pushes back from the table, chair legs scraping loudly against the floor. "I can't even have my own family here," she says, her voice tight with resentment, without it somehow turning into everything being about her. The room falls silent, the warmth of the evening fractured, and you sit there stunned, unsure whether to defend yourself, comfort her, or simply let the moment pass. Then she's grabbing her coat, shoving it on with sharp, impatient movements, and storming out the front door into the snowy night, leaving stunned silence in her wake. The door slams. The house feels instantly hollow. You sit there, frozen, heat rushing to your face. Your cheeks burn with embarrassment and exhaustion. Goodness. She still has that same volatile streak. Some things, it seems, refuse to fade with time. Chris looks completely shaken, staring at the spot where she stood just moments ago. His shoulders sag as the reality of it all settles in. Without thinking, you reach across the table and gently place your hand over his. "Hey," you say softly. "Are you okay?" He exhales, long and unsteady, then manages a faint, apologetic smile. "Yeah. I just didn't see that coming." Evan murmurs something about checking on the others and slips away, his chair scraping quietly against the floor. The sound fades down the hallway, and suddenly it's just the two of you left at the table. The Christmas lights blink softly overhead, casting warm reflections across the plates and glasses, as if trying to pretend the evening hasn't fractured. In the quiet that follows, everything feels more exposed, every breath, every glance, every unspoken thought lingering between you. You squeeze his hand once more before letting go. "She'll cool off," you say gently. "She always does. But I'm sorry you had to deal with that, especially tonight." He looks at you, eyes weary but kind, and gives a small nod. "Thanks. Really. It means a lot that you're here." The thought makes you pause. What an odd turn of events, driving over with cautious hope tucked neatly behind your ribs, only to end the evening offering comfort to your daughter's boyfriend while she storms off into the cold. The irony almost makes you smile. Almost. You're not sure whether to laugh or cry. Maybe both. The house has settled into a quiet aftermath. Plates sit untouched, the Christmas lights blink softly overhead, and the air feels thinner without her sharp presence in it. You sit there for a moment, absorbing it all, aware of the warmth lingering where his hand had been in yours. Tonight didn't go the way you imagined. Not even close. The evening unraveled, expectations fell apart, and nothing followed the script you had written in your head. And yet, as you breathe into the stillness, you realize something unexpected. Despite everything, you don't entirely regret coming. Sometimes, you think, it isn't the night you plan that matters, but the one that shows you something new about yourself. You linger at the table with Chris, the Christmas music turned low so it hums softly rather than intrudes. Around you, the other guests seem to sense the shift and drift away, leaving the two of you in a small pocket of quiet. He rubs the back of his neck, eyes fixed on the grain of the wood, still unsettled by the argument that sent your daughter storming into the night. Then he starts talking, really talking. He speaks about how he's always tried to be the steady one, the calm presence in every storm. How he loves your daughter deeply, admires her fire and her passion, but sometimes feels as though he's walking on delicate ground, measuring every word, bracing for missteps he can't always predict. There's no bitterness in his voice, just exhaustion and a fragile honesty that takes courage to share. You listen without interrupting. You nod when it feels right. You let the silence breathe when he needs it. When you do speak, you choose your words carefully, offering just enough of your own story of loving someone complicated, of trying to be the anchor while quietly weathering your own doubts. Not advice. Not judgment. Just recognition. Something eases between you then. His shoulders relax. He exhales, long and slow, as if relieved to finally be understood without having to defend himself. For a moment, the chaos of the evening fades, replaced by a simple, human connection. Two people sitting across from each other, sharing the weight of love and learning that carrying it doesn't have to be a solitary act. The music continues softly in the background, lights twinkling overhead, and you realize that sometimes the most meaningful moments aren't the ones you plan for, but the ones that unfold quietly, when someone finally feels safe enough to be seen. The more he speaks, the more clearly you see him. The breadth of his shoulders hints at years of early morning runs and weekend soccer leagues, strength earned quietly rather than displayed. His hazel eyes soften when he smiles, creasing at the corners, and there's a calm assurance about him that never asks for attention. He's handsome in an unforced way, the kind of man who looks better in a simple sweater than most ever do in a tailored suit. But it's the way he talks that settles something in you. He speaks about his work coaching at-risk kids with patience and pride, about volunteering at the animal shelter as if it's the most natural thing in the world. There's no performance in it, no need to impress, just a steady, genuine kindness. His heart really is gold. Your daughter is lucky, you think, and a small ache of sympathy blooms in your chest. He deserves someone who recognizes that steadiness for what it is, someone who values it instead of testing it, who meets his quiet strength with the appreciation it so clearly merits. Talking with him lifts something inside you, loosens a knot you hadn't realized you were carrying. The disappointment from earlier fades, replaced by the simple, unexpected pleasure of good conversation. You find yourself laughing at his dry humor, the sound coming more easily than it has all evening, and for the first time you feel light, almost buoyant. He leans forward slightly, lowering his voice as if the moment deserves care. "I'm really glad you came tonight," he says. "It means a lot to all of us, but especially to me." Warmth rushes to your cheeks. You glance down at your wineglass, pretending to study the dark red swirl, hoping to hide the reaction. But he notices anyway. He smiles, gentle and unhurried. "And," he adds, a touch shy now, "you look beautiful. That dress, yes. Truly beautiful." You lift your eyes back to his, heart steady but full, and in that quiet space between words, you feel seen.